The NBA season is on the horizon. I can smell it. I can feel it. Yesterday, we talked about the Orlando Magic maybe taking a step forward. And in the Western Conference, it's difficult to predict who's going to take a step forward because you got too many veteran teams out there to say who's going to make a leap into the playoffs. But today, I'm going to talk about the Houston Rockets and just how good they might be and if they can make the playoffs. It's your boy, Big Bro. We're going to get right into it right after the intro.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by the Cognac Boys.
What's the word, NBA basketball fans? Welcome to another episode of NBA Central. It's your boy, Big Bro. Y'all already know how to hit us up, NBA Central Pod, wherever you like to receive your NBA and social media needs. Hey, listen, the Western Conference is always tough to predict. I don't care what you're talking about. As long as you got Golden State, as long as you got the Lakers, as long as you got Kevin Durant out west with the Phoenix, Minnesota, as good as they've been over the last couple of seasons, you never know how the top six is going to shape out. But with Kawhi Leonard being out to start the season and maybe not even playing basketball at all this season, you never know with that guy. Listen, somebody's going to have to take a leap forward, a step forward in the Western Conference, and I believe it should be the Houston Rockets. And then I left, I haven't mentioned Dallas, I haven't mentioned Denver, Sacramento. Listen, Houston is not probably going to make the playoffs, but they will be fighting for a play-in berth. So that means they will make the playoffs if they win the play-in. So it's always confusing now. It's a little different. It's not the type 8 anymore, but they will be a top 10 team out west. And all you got to do is win one or two games and you'll find yourself in the playoffs. Houston had a strong finish to last season. Well, almost. Then they fizzled out toward the end and missed the play-in. But they did have a stretch where they won 13 out of 14 games after Sengun went down. And then they won 11 straight. And they had a chance to make the play-in last season, even with those injuries. But now Sengun is back. Green is going to take a step forward. He looks like he's primed to be one of them ones in the Western Conference. It's looking like Houston is a team that people should be paying attention to this upcoming season. So last season they didn't make the play in. This season I'm expecting them to do so behind Ime Udoka's defensive strategies with Dylan Brooks out there, with Jalen Green on the perimeter, with Sengun man in the middle, having that length to be a rim stopper. I mean, to protect the rim, and a bunch of other young cats out there taking care of business. Amin Thompson. They still got old man Jeff Green out there, Jabari Smith, um, Tyree Eason. They're expecting to take a step forward. Cam Whitmore has been looking good in the preseason. I'm expecting him to be all right out there. Reed Shepard, their rookie, he's going to be okay as well. He's going to provide mid-range and a little bit of stretching the floor from the three. So they have talent. They have young talent. And if they don't take a step forward this season, you can expect them to start looking at maybe moving Sengun, maybe moving Gerald Green, and developing a team that kind of fits what Ime Udoka's vision is for the season. But bringing in Reed Shepard, bringing back Sengun, and then seeing Cam Whitmore and Amin Thompson step forward, I can see this team making the play-in at the very least and possibly beating whoever it is that's in front of them to make the 7th or the 8th seed to go to the playoffs, and losing in the first round, of course, right? Because it's just no telling who they will face in the first round. Because if they have to face OKC, if they have to face a Minnesota or even a Dallas or a Denver or even a Sacramento, like I don't think Sacramento is going to be a top 3 team, but they could be because it's the Western Conference. And a couple of seasons ago, they were in the top 3. So you just don't know what's going to happen out west. But what I do know is that Houston has the talent to make a run for the play-in and then subsequently the playoffs, depending on who they face in the play-in. It could be the New Orleans Pelicans. And depending on how Zion Williams' health goes, you might not have to worry about them too much. Does DeJounte Murray fit in with this team? Can CJ McCollum be a leader like he hasn't been? And will they even have my man's why is his name slipping my head? What's my man's name? The guy that's been on the trade block all season. I mean, all off season. But anyhow, we know how New Orleans shapes out with their history of health. They might not be good enough. Phoenix could be a 5 or 6 seed. They could find themselves playing against Phoenix in a play-in even. So Memphis might be in the play-in. Who knows who they're going to run into? But I think defensively, they'll be ready to play anybody. The real issue is balancing their offense with their defense. That's what happened with them last year. They couldn't really find that number 2 guy, especially after Sengun went down. Now, Fred VanVleet is solid. He's a solid scorer, but I don't think he should be your number 2 option. I think it should really be Jalen Green and Sengun taking care of business out there, and then you just play through everybody else. They got a lot of young people, man. They got a lot of young people. Like, for real, this team is super duper young out west, and that might be what keeps them from taking that step forward this season. But that remains to be seen. I know them Thompson twins put in work this offseason. I know he stepped it up in the second half of last year. Actually, he started to look really, really good as the season came to a close when that floor opened up after Sengun went down. What's going to happen with Cam Whitmore? We saw him this preseason look really solid, really solid. What's going to happen with their rookie that they added, and Reese? Listen, man, listen. I'm excited, and Jabari Smith too. Jabari Smith Jr. is still on the squad, so I'm excited about the Houston Rockets. I know a lot of people are. I know a lot of people are excited about them, but can they take that step forward? Can they take that step forward? Because it's a loaded Western Conference. It's so hard to predict which team is going to be the team to take over. Now the Clippers, I think they're going to be the ones to fall out. They lost Paul George. Kawhi Leonard's not going to be there. Who you relying on now? Terrence Mann. I'm not sure who they're expecting to pick up the slack out there, but I cannot count out a Ty Lue led team. Ty Lue is a solid head coach. Golden State, they look focused. Now that Klay Thompson is gone, their offense looks like it's flowing again because they don't have to really cater to that third splash brother or that second splash brother, that third big 3 member, and give him shots. Even though he wasn't as bad as people say, he did have to take his 15 shots a game, and now that's being spread out. So Utah, they fell apart at the end of last season as well. It could be between Houston and Utah going into the last couple of weeks of the season. They're going to be fighting, though. They're going to be fighting. So y'all let us know. Do y'all think the Houston Rockets can be good enough to make it into the play-in and then win their play-in games to make it to the playoff and get that 7th or 8th seed to get into the first round? This is just the beginning for this franchise. They're trying to set themselves up for the future of not just making the play-in and the playoffs, but winning championships. Ime Udoka is a great coach. Jalen Green is a great talent, but is he their franchise player? A lot of questions, but they have the talent on their roster right now to make a run for the play-ins and then possibly even the playoffs. Let us know down below in the comments. Boy, it's so hard to talk about the Western Conference. I'm not even going to front with y'all, but we're going to do what we got to do over here on this channel and try to put our takes out there and get you guys daily content. So we appreciate all the love and support that you guys have given us on NBA Central and the rest of the Chi-Town Sports family, of course. And then, hey, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. Let us know what y'all think about the Western Conference and if the Houston Rockets have what it takes to make a playoff run. It's your boy, Big Kev, and we're going to holler at you guys next time. Peace.
This has been a presentation